Hello, vinyl community. This is my introduction to the vinyl community. My name is Caleb. I'm 19 years old. I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I've been collecting vinyl for about 3 or 4 years, and cassettes and CDs for a little bit longer. But from my introduction video, I thought I'd share the kind of music I'm into, some recent pickups I've had in the past few weeks, and some of my favorite vinyls that I have. For starters, I'm a big metal fan, been my whole life, very big into doom metal and black metal and speed and thrash and all kinds of stuff. Also in the grind and some punk and pop punk, indie, folk, post rock, psych rock, blues rock, electronic, ambient. I'm in a lot of different kinds of stuff. But yeah, I'm just a big music junkie. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start showing the recent pickups I've gotten in the past few weeks. It's not much. Moving out on my own has definitely made budgets a lot tighter, and haven't been able to buy that much. But I've recently quit smoking, so that's saving me a lot of money. So hopefully going to be able to start buying a lot more music now again, which would be nice. And then everything after these recent ones, just going to be some favorite vinyls of mine. But excuse me. There's only two of these recent pickups. Like I said, I don't have as much money as I'd like to be able to use for music right now. But I'll go ahead and start. This one just came out a few weeks ago, I guess. One of the bands on here, it's a collaboration for a movie soundtrack. I'm very big on the one band that's on here. Loved them, been listening to them for years and years now. And this is actually the first thing I have on vinyl of theirs. It would be nice to own other things, but it's, like I said, it's not in my budget right now. Before I go too much farther, this is the Explosions in the Sky David Wingo collaboration soundtrack for Prince Avalanche. Very good. I did not expect to see this in one of my local shops. When I did, I immediately put it on hold, picked it up about a week and a half later, jammed it when I got home, and can't get enough of it. Black vinyl, some artwork right there, some neat artwork, some credits. Yeah, very good. Explosions in the Sky is one of my favorite post-rock groups, or whatever you want to call them. I like them a lot. I did actually used to own All of a Sudden I Miss Everyone on CD, but when I started collecting vinyl, I really wanted the vinyl, but I just haven't been able to pick up the vinyl yet. And of course there's various other releases from them that I really like to have. But this is very good. I've never heard David Wingo before, and I looked it up, and I guess he has a project of his own, and I listened to that, and it was very good. I can't quite remember the name of it right now, but it was really good, and this whole record is just really good. Really happy to have that now. But moving on, this next one is a group I have been getting into recently, like maybe few months now, and a while ago, like a few weeks ago, I had some extra money lying around, and there was a few records I was trying to get rid of. I wasn't really into them anymore and listening to them, and so I made some money, and I was able to go to one of my local shops that it's only been open for like 2 years now, and this is the first thing I ever bought from him, just because it's kind of pricey. And this, but he had a whole section devoted to this band, and I was like, this is like the album I've been getting into a lot, so I picked it up. It was the only thing I picked up that day, just because it was kind of expensive. But this is really good. This is Stereolab's Dot and Loops album, and Dots and Loops. I'm sorry. This is very good if you're into some like I don't know, it's weird how to describe them. They're like psychedelic and electronic. I don't know. It's good. It's really chill to listen to. I really don't know how to describe it. It's just very interesting, and I like it a lot. But if you haven't checked out Stereolab and you want to listen to something really unique, definitely check this out. And this album too, a song I would highly recommend is the song The Flower Called Nowhere. Very good. But those are my recent pickups. I'm gonna go ahead and just start doing some of my favorite vinyls I have. This one is the only 7-inch I'm going to show. And before I get into it, there is plenty of vinyls. I got like dozens and dozens, like maybe 200 records sitting right behind me on the shelf. I'm running out of room, and I'd like to show them in other videos, which I'll probably get to in the coming weeks. But like I said, these are just favorites, and I also have some CDs and a good bit of cassettes that I'd like to show in some videos too, but for right now these are just some of the favorites that I have. But this is a little single that came out, I guess, last year with it's Al Cisneros solo work, I guess. Al Cisneros is the bassist of doom band Sleep. Really good stuff. Very interesting. It's not, doom at all or anything, but I like, the music he's been with, so I thought I'd check it out, and I did like it very much. It's just like another thing, it's just very interesting. But it's a little single, no artwork, but black vinyl. Dismas on one side, and version, I guess, is what the other one's called on the other. And I did see there was a few more singles that came out this year. It's like a 10-inch and another 7-inch that came out this year, and I'm trying to pick those up as soon as I can. But there's that. This next one is the only 10-inch I'm gonna show. I don't have many 10-inches. I have like 2 or 3. But this is actually probably my favorite record I have. Doom is just something I really, really love, and I'm just a big fan of things that Wino's been with, and Spirit Caravan was one of his older bands, I guess. Not too old, I guess the 90s, but I was in one of my other local shops like months and months ago, maybe like a year and a half ago, and I saw this. I didn't even look at the back to see Wino was on it, but it was just it looked really doomy, and I was like, okay, I'll pick it up. And lo and behold, this was one of Wino's bands, and I love it. This is Spirit Caravan's Dream Wheel EP, 10-inch on this really nice clear blue vinyl, if I can get to it. You can see it, the light, but a real nice blue colored vinyl. Uh, it was sealed when I got it. I think this came out in 2000, so it was really neat to have that. He had another Spirit Caravan record too that was sealed, which I am going to show in this video. But this is really awesome. Sunstoned is like my favorite song on this, and I think I've played this so much I'm surprised it's not worn out. But I do take very good care of my records. So, but I mean, my turntable rapes this. It's just gets played so much. But there's that. That's definitely a good band if you're into some doom. You should check that out. But got a little bit of black metal to share. This is a band that I was actually recommended by a friend I started talking to like a year ago or so, maybe, at shows when I was playing shows, which I still am, but when I was seeing him a lot, and he had told me about this band. He's from Sweden, I think, and he said it's like very much like Judas Iscariot, and I was like, oh, I gotta check that out. And then I was just shopping on Hell's Headbangers one day, and this had come up, and I was like, for $10, $12, whatever it was, I'm gonna pick it up. And I did not regret it. It was one of the coldest things I've heard in a while. This is a band, or a project, by one guy, I guess, called Black Circle. This is the Behold My Visions and Wisdom record. This is really good, very raw, very cold. This stuff I really like. Yeah, I guess it's from Sweden, but this is very, very good. If you're into some very cold black metal, just check that out. This next one is another black metal one, and I'm really happy I have this actually. This is my favorite black metal band, and they've been my favorite black metal band for quite some time now. But most people probably know this band because Pest was in Gorgoroth for a while, and this was like a band he was in for a while, or this was, I guess, his first band, I don't know, but like I didn't really have anything of theirs because it's either hard to find or it's kind of expensive. But you know, it's like Christmas time last year, and I don't really celebrate Christmas for, like, you know, the religious things, but I do, you know, swap gifts with friends. And my best friend actually gave me this for Christmas, and I was just blown away. And I got a patch with the logo on it and everything. But this is actually like the only vinyl pressing of this, and they just did a recent vinyl press maybe a few years ago of the first album, but that was about it for vinyl with this band. But this was from like 97, I think it was. But anyways, this is Obtained Enslavement's Witchcraft album. I'm so glad I have this. This is not my favorite album by them, but it's definitely one of my favorites. It's really good symphonic black metal with very good use of like grand piano sound, and oh, it's just crazy good. Soul Blight, if I'm saying that right, is my favorite album. It's the first album I ever listened to by them. It was definitely a masterpiece, and this is following up with it. And of course the other one with the vinyl press was the first album, which was Centuries of Sorrow, and that's I'm trying to actually get that because there's bonus tracks on it with the first two demos of theirs, and the demos were actually when they were playing, you know, some really gross death metal, and I like that kind of thing. And so I've only heard the second demo. I actually have not been able to find anywhere the first one, so it'd just be nice to be able to hear that. But anyways, this is a good band. Definitely check that out if you're into that kind of thing. But moving on with next few records, got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 records by this band. They're not all the same. This is my favorite band of all times, and these are actually been pretty easy to pick up. One of my favorite local shops has had like pretty much everything I've needed by them. This is the first 6, records of theirs. One of them's a live album. I don't think I have the last one just yet, but I'm pretty sure I can find that in the coming months. Before I get too much into it, this band is called Iron Butterfly, and this is my favorite band of all times, hands down. I love it. I'm a big fan of psychedelic rock from the 60s. There's some good gems I wish I had right now, but I fortunately do not. But these are all in really good condition. A few pops and whatnot every once in a while, but it doesn't really affect the play, and it sounds really good. All these are original pressing, surprisingly. Excuse me, can't talk today, but everything is just awesome. Actually, I should have actually put this one on top in my recent pickups, because I did pick it up recently, but I wanted to just have a little section to this band because it is my favorite. But starting out with the first LP, this is Iron Butterflies, Heavy. Then we got In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, real nice album. The title track is, a big hit amongst fans. 17-minute opus of just good psych rock. Ball. This was actually one of the first records I ever bought, and I loved it. Like, this is actually one of the first records I ever got. It was definitely an introduction to the band for me. I've heard the name many times before, but that was my first time listening to them. I loved it. This next one is Iron Butterfly Live. And we got a big change kind of musically, but it's still good nonetheless. This is Metamorphosis. That one I didn't think I was going to find pretty easily, just because I heard it was a pretty hard one to find. But I found it, and I instantly bought it. It was, used, so it was only like $8 at that store. I was like, yeah, I'm getting it. And then the one right after that, there was like, that one came out in I think 71, and then this one came out in 75. Different lineup. Definitely not my favorite album. I did not like this one as much as everything else, but still good to have it, because this is my favorite band. I'm just glad to have it. This is Scorching Beauty. It's definitely not my favorite, and I haven't heard the album that came out after this, which I think was their final album. But I would like to hear it, and once I pick it up, I guess I've got everything I really need, besides compilations and singles and this and that, and that'll come in time. But this is another really old band that I'm into. Picked this up at the same shop for like $1. It was like a anniversary sale they were having, and I was like the only one there, and which is funny. They've been open since like the 70s. They got really good stuff that suits my needs. But I like this band a lot. I didn't have this album, and I didn't actually hear this album before. And then I got to look at the artwork, and that kind of had drawn me to buying it. And so I picked it up. But this is good. This is Mountains, Nantucket Sleigh Ride. I'll show you the artwork on the inside of the jacket. It's just really, really good. Blues rock kind of stuff. I'm big into stuff like that. You'll probably see that in coming videos, just how much my tastes expand. but yeah, you'll see. Definitely, I'm trying to pick up Blue Cheer's first album. Sorry, I'm trying to straighten up a little bit. I'm trying to pick up Blue Cheer's first album. From the shop, I bought a Stereo Labs record, and it's a repress and whatever, but I don't really mind because I really like that album. But moving on with some more Doom. The other Spirit Caravan record. This is Elusive Truth, another solid release from these guys, as expected from Wino. And if you give me just a second, I don't know if you can hear the music playing in the background, but the record just stopped, so I gotta switch sides. But that's on some nice translucent green vinyl. Really happy with this one. This is a really good album. Also sealed when I got it. But if you're wondering what's playing in the background, if you can't hear it, I don't know, my camera's kind of shitty. I'll show you. Candlemasses, Nightfall. Love Candlemasses. Switch this side. Alright, we're good. Moving on. I mentioned Al Cisneros playing bass for Sleep, so here are some Sleep records. Big Doom fans, will probably be a big fan of this album if you're really into like the stoner Doom stuff. This is, of course, the over 1 hour opus of just pot smoke galore. This is Sleep's Dope Smoker. Real nice thick pressing. Just go ahead and show you right here. It's on if I can get it out, some nice clear purple vinyl. Really awesome record. Glad I picked this one up. This one's a recent repress, I guess, from Southern Lord. But if you're not into stuff like this, but you're trying to get into it, definitely check this out. This is really good. Another Sleep record I have. This is Holy Mountain. Awesome. I still need volume 1. Haven't really had the budget to pick it up because I see it goes up for quite a bit of money. But this one's good. It's got the album on it. It's got a good Black Sabbath cover for the last track. They do Snowblind, and that's one of my favorite Sabbath songs, aside from Under the Sun, Electric Funeral, whatever, Behind the Wall of Sleep. I have some Sabbath on vinyl. I'll probably show that in another video. But anyways, moving on. Another Doom record, I think. Yeah, I only got a few more records to show, so please bear with me. This is St. Vitus's Born Too Late, the anthem of my life. I feel like I was born too late too many times, but real solid. This was the first Vitus album with Wino on vocals. And I have some other stuff with Wino with St. Vitus. But I like this album a lot. God, this is such a good album. Pills and whiskey kind of album, but but moving on. This is just a classic though. This next one is just a classic fucking Doom record, man. This is I'm still shocked I have this, even though it's just a repress, but it's just like it's definitely one of my favorites. I'm so glad I had this. This is Witchfinder General's Death Penalty. Such a classic, man. Wait, what we got on here? Free Country, Death Penalty, Witchfinder General, Burning a Sinner. It's just so many classic tracks on here. Got a nice gatefold photo on there, and this one is on a very nice color. This is on some nice white vinyl. And I don't have enough white vinyl, but I need it. I like it. But I got some various other colored records everywhere else on the shelf, but like I said, those will be in other videos. But yeah, definitely, this is just a classic, and even I don't know, this was just way ahead of its time. I guess it's just, it's such a mind-blowing record. It's so good. And even if you're just into like really old school metal, like late 70s, early 80s, definitely check this out. You know, Witchfinder General fucking rules. Like, can't say more than that. But moving on with a little grind. I actually bought this from my roommate like a long time ago, like way before we even moved into this house. But check it out. This is you know, a band from America, from Texas. I have their album World Extermination on CD, but this was, I guess, the last thing they did, and it was actually a noise grind record. This is Insect Warfare's album. I guess it really doesn't have a name, but it's fucking insane. It's just chaos throughout the whole. This thing is like 8 or 9 minutes, and there's like 50 or 60 songs on it, I think. It's just, it's crazy. It's, I probably should have played that, but of course this video lasted longer than 8 minutes, but this is definitely a very good record. I'm glad I have this, and I guess it came with a little 7-inch, just a one-sided thing, I guess. Yeah, just both on black vinyl. Just a really crazy, insane record. I'm glad I have it. Don't regret spending that money on that. I'm a big grind fan, especially stuff like this. Some noise stuff I'm really big into. But I think that about does it for all like my extreme stuff and my metal stuff and whatever. But got about 4 more records right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and run through them real quick. This was a record I saw someone talk about a long time ago. The artwork had really drawn me to wanting to listen to it, and then I listened to a track on YouTube. This was like many years ago, and I really liked it. And then like maybe like last year, a year and a half ago, I found this just sitting in like just a random store, like a random store you like see in the mall with like CDs and shit, like an FYE, and they had some like vinyls and stuff. I was like, what the fuck? I'll go flip through it, and I found this with the next one I'm about to show, and I was like, I'm taking this. This is mine. This is such an awesome record, and I love listening to it. This is another one that I listen to quite frequently. But nonetheless, this is Fever Ray's first album, or only album. It's just really good, like electronic, ambient, down-tempo kind of stuff. Really relaxing. But it has its upbeat moments, and that's still really good. Black vinyl. Next one is a band that my sister actually got me into. Which the next one I'm showing after this is another thing she got me into. But this is I actually like a lot, and I don't really care what people say about my music tastes anymore, just because I like what I like, and that's all that matters. And I like this album a lot, and I get a lot of crap for liking it because most of my friends are into like the metal stuff, but I don't really care. This is just a really good, good little pop record. This is the debut album of Florence and the Machine. This is Lungs. I love this record. It's just nice. Like, I remember hearing it in my sister's car driving through like the town in like the winter time at night, and it was just so good. It was just I don't know, it hits some strings in your heart, man, with some songs. and it sounds weird to say, but it's just a really good record, and I love it. I love this. This is actually another one I play a lot, but not as frequently as I would like to. But that's a really good album. The next one, my sister also got me into this. There's a funny story behind how I got most of my records. But before I go into it, this is John Denver's Poems, Prayers, and Promises. This is a really, really awesome album. Really good, acoustic, real old, I guess, I don't know, country, I don't know. This is just really good. My sister got me into this. I was starting to really get into John Denver, and the guy who I got all those Iron Butterfly records for, I go to his shop a lot, and so much so that I go in there just to hang out and see him sometimes. And like the day before I went in to get all these records, I was buying something, and this is when I had a lot of money and I was always spending them on records and stuff. And like I said, if you ever get any John Denver in, or Blue Cheer, and all, this and that, please, give me a call, come by and pick some stuff up. And he's alright, man. He got my number, he wrote down my number. The next day I'm at work, and I step in the back because I saw I had a voicemail, and I, listened to it, and it was him. And he's like, a guy just dropped off, this big stack of John Denver records, I have them set aside for you, just give me a call or just stop by when you can. And it was like an hour before I was supposed to, go home. So I, worked another like half an hour, and I punched out early, and I went straight there, and he had like a stack like 6 inches high, just some really good John Denver records, and I think I left with like 10, and I spent like so much money, and like, I don't know, like $80 on like John Denver records, and I love them all. Like, there's good records, but this is definitely my favorite album. Yeah, can't really say that much more, but I got one more right here, also from the same shop. This was when I was first started getting into collecting and started having my musical tastes broaden. I wasn't even driving then, and I had gotten dropped off at the shop, and it was like really stormy and rainy, and I was in there, and it was just me and the owner, who I talked to a lot, and I didn't know what this record was, but it looked interesting, and I was like, hey man, what's this all about? And he put it on, and I guess on the computer or whatever, and I liked what I heard, and just rummaging through some more things to see if I didn't want anything else, and I ended up leaving it with just this, and it was just really awesome to listen to that with all the thunder and stuff, and just be able to hang out in record stores. It's just a cool thing. And I got this, and I took it home, listened to the whole thing, and it's also one of my favorite records I have. Just like, I listen to it a lot. Just a good one. But this is Trampled by Turtles, Stars and Satellites. Just a really solid record. Good. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's good. Like folky, upbeat, I don't know, kind of stuff. But it's good. Like I said, I listen to it a lot, but that's it. That's all the records I had to show. But definitely going to start doing a lot more videos. I do want to say this. It took me a while to want to start making these videos, because I was actually so worried that people were not going to like me for having such weird tastes, I guess. But watching so many of you guys' videos, I can see you all are pretty welcoming people, and I'm just glad to be a part of this now. Thank you for watching, and I'll definitely be making more videos. Thanks.